Hi guys, we're going to continue our adventures with our friend, the Wolverine. But oh my god, the Wolverine has been taken over by the Batman. Just in case you didn't know, there is a new Batman cowl in the marketplace, and it looks awesome. But this is not the Batman. This is the Wolverine. So let's stick to our usual look. Although we're going to go into the open world. So we're going to continue the Arkham mission and the Striker missions, the Ice Chemical missions and the Striker missions. And we'll probably do a handful of duos after. So let's get started. Loading time does seem to take a bit of a while today. Not sure why. Maybe everyone logged in because of Batman Day. Who knows? So we have to go see our friend Hazmat Williams.
These pipes are leaking toxic chemicals all over the place. I've got an extra suit here for you. The suits are fragile for someone as powerful as you, so don't do anything
Somehow, when we
reckless.
try to take the suit, sometimes you'll resist taking
Keep
it.
an eye out for
Uh,
exploding chem links.
Not a big deal. You just try a handful of times, and you should be able to do it. And I lost my suit. Okay, I guess whenever I use my grenade, I lose my suit. So let's not use the grenade then. It happens. Sadly, at least now they're on the tube. I did this mission with my Batman character where the Kemlings were underground. Essentially, they fell from the tube. It happens once in a while. I thought it didn't happen anymore. Like you can see, there's one down there, Kemling. Oh no, it's not the same. Never mind. Again, the suit is gone. So let's go get another one. The suit is not really necessary other than for those valves. Essentially, that green goo it hurts pretty bad. Oh, never pass up a free exhibit. So let's go back and speak with our friend Hasmith Williams again. I could have fought those two camlings, but
So
no
next,
point really at this
the
point.
rats are nesting up on the north side pipes, and they're causing more leaks. I'll let you borrow one of those
Again,
for now.
resisted, and there we go. Sure, we could just take off the suit and go over there, and then there's another suit we can take over there. But nah, I got used to doing it this way, so I'm an old war horse. They spawned pretty quick. Not sure what's damaging us that much. Probably the birds. I just don't seem to see an attack or an effect saying that they're attacking us somehow. Oh, and sadly, that's what happens in the open world. Evil villains will jump you out of nowhere. I'm surprised he didn't click me. Let us go see if he's still there. I'm not sure if he's doing the mission as well or. He seems to be just going around randomly killing stuff. I don't know, he seems to be fighting Stormcrow. So maybe he is doing that mission after all. Well, let's wait a bit and see what happens. Again, we resist. More resist. Oh, here's our friend again. This is a good spot for player kills, since you're pretty much stuck with the suit. And with very weak powers. But these days, there's, as you can see, there's practically no one in the open world. So if you were to park yourself here hoping for player kills, you could wait a while.
Only a select group was chosen to participate in the Tombot program. Don't you feel special? Hey everybody, this guy is special! I'm the next step in robotic pet development. I do hope Servo finds that slot in your bank constable.
Oh, maybe better this way. I usually stick to the top of the tower because I don't want to reset our little fella here. But we seems to be good. Oh, no, we're not. Luckily, we didn't get this one yet. The mission downstairs is a fairly tough one, I think. Unless it was nerfed since the last time I did it, which was quite some time ago. So that would be possible. That wouldn't be impossible. I heard something here.
Chemical analysis, sample 37. I didn't really need to examine this rock. How?
So let's talk to our friend,
Still workspaces, so
the foreman.
awesome. Oh, hand me that paperclip.
And you may have noticed it gave us a new mission, which we will do right now. Nothing worse than the box. So essentially, once we do the missions for the foreman 5 times, then we have an extra mission that gets unlocked. That is to infiltrate steam ice chemicals. There's a few evil fellas across the street. Let's go help our friend Steel instead. Hi there, just doing some missions. Just in time to see me do the Ace Chemical mission with our friend Steel. So essentially, once we get in here, we can talk to our friend Steel. He'll tell us what needs to be done. And then we need to activate this little console. And then we're going to be fighting a lot of clowns. Usually I'll summon my backup as a sort of a distraction. What I really want to do at this point is go free these little guys, which will help me out. And bringing these little thingy, which also will be helpful. As you saw, it summoned some sort of oh. The best bet is just to ignore the clowns for now. And just focus on bringing those thingy over here. Which is easier said than done, I suppose. Essentially, the more guys you summon to help you out, and the less you'll be outnumbered by the clowns. This one is bothering me, so let's give him the beating of his life. And there we go. The reason why I say not to bother with the clowns yet is that they will respawn anyway. They keep on respawning and respawning and respawning. So no matter how many you kill, there's always more coming. So let's. This is the last guy we're going to help to free. And here's the last thingy we need to carry. And there we go. And as you saw, there's a feat for using a full team of steel workers. And then we have to fight those two little guys, which again is no small order. I recommend using this little barrel over here, which will keep you alive. And let's use our friend Tombot. Oh, and down we go, and up we get back. So here there's essentially those two mini bosses that you have to fight. But there's also a bunch of come on. There's also a bunch of clowns, as you saw. When the clown goes full auto, it pushes you off the platform. So sometimes the hardest part is almost just remaining on the platform. And there's a lot of people on the platform, so it gets chaotic pretty quick. And now we have to protect our friend Steel, as he escorts a few of the people. So let's go and do that. I recommend, unless you're a healer, to bring a healing barrel with you. That will allow you to heal your friend Steel if he needs to. And as you can see, the clowns will juggle you and knock you down quite a bit. So be prepared to break out at least a bit, if not a lot. Where's our friend Steel? And I guess we lost one of our robot friend. Uh, we'll try and get it back after we get Steel where he needs to go. And you can see also the worksmen are getting pretty low on health. So you probably have to bring them, at least a few of them back during the fight. Like as you can see right now. And let's heal our friend Steel a bit. The healing barrels in this area are your friends. Don't be shy about using them. And so we more or less cleared the way for our friend Steel. So let's take this little thingy with us. Let's go bring this back, and we'll come back for Steel. Again, no reason not to use a barrel if it's there. It will heal our friend Steel. It will heal all the workers, the robots, everything. So let's use it. Not sure why. Sometimes our friend Steel goes all the way, pretty much on his own, and sometimes he needs us to be there to complete the mission. Not sure why. So let's wait for the last one. I'm not using the barrel because essentially we're going to have to escort Steel one more time. Oh, and there's a mutant. I forgot about that one. Essentially, there's three bosses, I guess. There's the two Kemlings we fought before. Although it's not necessarily the two Kemlings, there's a random. So there's various bosses that you can face. Uh, once you protect Steel and defeat some clowns, then you get a second boss that spawn, which is in this case this little guy. But again, there's a random. It's not necessarily this guy. Then we will escort Steel one more time, and then there should be a final boss. And Steel is there, and I don't have a barrel. Well, we'll do without. And as you saw, there's a couple of guys who fell down, so let's go and bring them back. And then let's go help our friend Steel. Ideally, you want a barrel to be able to heal Steel and the people he's escorting, but it's not always possible. The good thing is the clowns are fairly easy to interrupt since they go full auto a lot. But it can be a bit trickier if there's other characters in your way. Let's heal our friends a bit. Well, let's bring this back. Hopefully our friend's deal is okay. And we'll grab the barrel when we come back. Still seems to be fine with the prototypes right now. So here's what should be the last, the final boss of this encounter. And the dog jumped down. He'll probably come back. And no reason it's not back yet. As you can see, the barrel is somewhere down here. Sometimes it falls from the ramp and doesn't break. So as long as it doesn't break, it will not respawn. Well, let's summon our friend Tombot. Why not? Almost there. And as you can see, defeating the boss gives us a random item. Sometimes it's a weapon, sometimes it's a necklace or a ring. Now we're going to have a lot of clowns attacking us, which at this point doesn't really matter. Well, let's try and hold them off as best as we can. And now we can just escape. And that was the bonus mission. The good thing about it is that once you actually complete it, you can choose a piece of gear that you want. Sadly, you cannot choose a weapon. The weapon is random inside the mission, so you have to redo and redo and redo the mission, hoping that you will get the weapon you're actually using. Which again is oh, we got a style we didn't have. Well, let's go like that. Oh, and the neck piece is it's not bad. For the for the neck piece, we got lucky because it could have been a healer neck, it could have been a tank neck. Essentially, there's a random. So luckily, we got the DPS one, which is good. It'll do the trick. So let's look at the worst piece of gear we have that we want to replace. Probably the shoulders, I suppose. Yeah, the shoulders seems to be it. The shoulders and the weapons, but the weapons, there's nothing we can do about it right now unless we go and purchase one at the vendors. So let's go for the shoulders. Let's go back to our base. And let's take a white mod for a neck piece. By default, I usually take the fortified blocking, although there's some people disagree about that choice. I kind of like it. It kept me alive once or twice. So usually, once you also one of the nice things is that once you reach a tier 4 and you can get some unattuned gear. That's pretty much when you can really start to build your controller suit. Because before that, essentially any pieces of gear you get is pretty much DPS gear or gear you can't use. So getting controller gear up to this point is tricky, unless you buy the gear, of course. But buying the gear is much more difficult now than it was before. So this is pretty much the first real opportunity you have at trying to build a controller gear, since you can choose the piece you want, and you can choose it as a controller or as a role, any role you want. The same would be true for a healer or tank. And the nice thing is that the same will be true with Striker Island. The next mission we do in Striker Island will give us the bonus mission, and the bonus mission will also allow us to choose one piece of gear. And also, it will give us a chance to get a weapon. I don't expect it to be the weapon where we need, but if we're lucky, it could be. But I never count on it. Usually, the weapon is the first piece of gear I buy because it's so rare that you can actually get it. I'm not going to sell the neck yet, the shoulders yet. Probably shouldn't have sold the neck piece, but what the heck, I have dozens of them in my bank already. So let's get our exhibit back. And pretty sure it's a blue piece we need for the shoulders. So let's use that. I already have one that we haven't used yet. And there we go. So we're a bit more powerful than we used to be. So essentially, we went from 74 to 76 with those shoulders. Um, I don't think if we get another piece, I guess we could get it. If we get a chest piece, maybe we would jump a bit more. The chest or the boots? I'll probably go with the boots and save the chest for next time. So now we can go to Striker and hope we get a not too difficult mission. Oh, oh, we do have access to the tier one solos. Oh, that's good. So we'll do this mission. We'll do the bonus mission, and then we'll do the two anomaly missions. We'll probably finish off with the vault. So let's go see our friend the robot, and hope he gives us not too difficult mission. That should be okay.
The enraged prisoners are assaulting the last line of defense. Hold the processing facility and get those prisoners back under control.
The only mission I really don't like here is the one with the crates. Although there's one also with the helicopter, which can be a bit tricky depending on the character you're using, I suppose. Ah, prisoners are a bit easier than I remember. That's pretty impressive sometimes, the difference that only a couple of combat rating extra points do. In some cases, like 2 combat ratings will be enough to make a mission that would be impossible easily doable. Oh, and we have a friend. Ah, there we go. If you didn't notice, I didn't go all the way up because I didn't want to trigger the riot leader, which should be around here. There he is. Let's summon our friends. Why not? There we go.
You're doing much better than the control group. Forget I said that.
Mission processing complete.
So again, once we do the complete 5 missions for the robot, well, first we get our favorite game, What's in the Box? A mystical chair, and that's sweet. And then we can talk to our friend over here, who will give us the bonus mission.
All over the island. Putting the isolation.
So, and for that we have to go. We have to go inside. It's a solo mission. Some people sometimes will struggle with it. The same with the mission we did with our friend Steel. These are solo missions, so you cannot bring your friends. So at some point, people uh, did find it, let's say, challenging because they could bring their friends to Ace Chemicals, to the outside of Ace Chemicals, or even here to the outside of Striker Island. They could do those missions with their friends, so it made the missions fairly easy. Usually, people would do those missions as a group, so they would group up and beat the crap of those poor prisoners with a full group. But for this mission, there was no escaping it. You had to do it by yourself. I probably should have waited a bit for my robots to cool down, but let's see. Let's see what happens.
This is chaos.
Here, the tricky part is keeping the guards alive. Essentially, it's much easier if you have the two guards helping you out. But the problem is keeping them alive. The prisoner aren't as bad as they used to be, but they used to hit pretty hard, so that the guards could die very easily. Originally, this mission was very easy for a healer. Essentially, a healer would keep the guards alive, well, thanks to his heal. But when I first did this mission, was with a controller, a mental controller, and holy crap, it was challenging to say the least. I wasn't burning enough to kill the prisoners quickly enough, and I had a hard time keeping the guards alive.
Why hasn't the fire control system kicked in yet? The cell temperatures are off the chart.
So essentially, we have to choose
Have enough power to maintain a
one
safe
thing that will protect us.
barrier. So pick the right one for the job.
So, and the clue is like we were told that there was fire in there. So some people would be tempted, would go for they said fire, so let's take the fire thingy. But actually, you have to take the frost thingy. The frost will protect you from the fire, supposedly. It will cool you down.
The magno locks are failing. Use the riot control foam turret to
Not
knock
sure if
them
there's a
down.
feed to do it without the protection. I haven't really checked. So the first part here is to
I'll melt the locks.
the first part here is to lure the prisoners over here, so that they can be put in a ball like this, and then you can pick them up and try and bring them to their cell. Which, sadly, is not as easy as it looks. The balls don't last very long, and the prisoners are hitting you, which is slowing you down. wasn't fast enough to bring all the prisoners to their cells. I'm not sure what it actually does, but anyways. So let's summon our friends, and let's go say hello to our friend, the Heatwave. And as you see, there's a barrel right there, so no real reason not to use it. There's three barrels through the room. So using the three barrels, you can pretty much cycle through them if you need to. But by the time you're done using the third barrel, you should be done with this mission. Some of the bosses are harder than others. The one I find the hardest is Metallo somehow. And there we go. So let's use our barrel anyways. So we got an unattuned rifle, which sadly doesn't help us, but what the heck. So for our next piece, let's go with the boots. The boots or the chest. Oh, and maybe the mask. The mask is 62, 60, 62. Let's go for the chest. What the heck? We'll get more later anyways. So from here, we won't bother teleporting outside. We'll just warp to our base. And we will switch to Troll for our chest piece. There we go. So we'll take our friend Penetrating Strikes. Let's go make some exhibits. I probably have some left, but why not? So we need a red one. Oh, we don't have enough for a red one? Oh, I'm so sad. Oh, we have some already. Okay. So let's use a precision one. And we're good to go. It might be a bit futile because essentially we're going to get new gear from the Iconic, but you never know what you're going to get, so let's replace our chest and reprint. And we'll do that for all of our armories. And there we go. I will keep the rifle. When I get the chance, I'll probably. Maybe I could now. I can. When I get the chance, I'll probably put a skill point at some point into it. And what it will do is that it will not really help us using it, but it will help us raise our combat rating, which could allow us to have access to higher level missions. Although at that point it probably won't matter. But anyways, let's keep it for now and see what happens. So right now we can do the iconic anomalies. So let's do that. For some reason, I always start with the Bizarro one, the test subject number one. No idea why. I just like Bizarro, I guess. There's no real strategy or no real reason. I just prefer it.
Remember, this is a simulation, so reenact this moment as you see fit. The computers will take care of the rest.
So we're going to try to get a feat or two. It we may not succeed. We'll have to wait and see.
Mr. Lucas, order. Destroy all of these failed clones quickly. There's a problem with the cloning system.
So there is a feat where we must not defeat a single scientist. And as you can see, they have no problems beating the crap out of us. So let's try and let's see. And of course, they get right next to our little friend here. So I don't think all 1, 2, 3, 4. They seems to be all there. The next, the next area will be a tricky one, mainly because uh, even you have to destroy the 4 consoles, and once you do, technically the scientists are supposed to leave the room so you can focus on defeating the guard. Sadly, too often they don't leave the room and they keep on attacking you while you try to defeat the guard and while you try not to hurt them too much. Of course, I went to the wrong console. And let's go to the last one. Originally, the strategy that was suggested by the almighty Spittle himself was to block and roll. Uh, oh crap. As you can see, the consoles are gone, but the scientists keep on spamming me with the little ray guns. Not sure why they really don't want to leave the room. Crap, and I think I defeat one or did he leave? This one seems to be leaving. This one is determined not to leave. Let's use our old friend here and wait for the scientist seems to be gone. I'm not sure if they all left or if I killed one by accident. We'll know by the end. And we got a new ring, which is good, unless it's a healer ring or something. Didn't notice the name.
Security log 26.1. 12-hour shift starting the control room. I don't understand half of it.
Here, there's a real cheesy way to do this one, but I will do it without the cheese.
Turret test. Target the clone tube. You're not allowed in here. Activate the Sentinel and bring those turrets back online now.
We'll get some shoulder pads. Well, let's try and wait for some of the scientists to go. Well, let's clear it all out. You don't really have to, but if it's your first time, it might be safer to get rid of all the cards. And not to destroy this little barrel here. And I'll show you also, not let's not be afraid to backtrack and go all the way back and get us our healing barrel friend who respawned there. So now we're all set to go to war. So let's go to war. Essentially, I'm keeping the barrel back here in case. Let's say that it's not as much a problem now, but in the olden days, sometimes the mech boss would pretty much go crazy, and sometimes it would require you to backtrack and go back to use that other barrel. Not so much an issue now, but you never know. Because in the past, it's as if there was like 3 difficulty settings for that freaking robot. It's as if there was an easy one, a medium one, and a freaking super hard one. So when you had the freaking what seemed to be the freaking super hard version, holy crap, you pretty much needed that barrel for that. So let's see if we got the scientist feat. Yeah, we did. There's also various other feats.
Security log 65.1. Robot Jim, I like to call him. He guards the door day and night. Always lets me win at cards.
So we got 2 out of 4. The other 2, if I'm not mistaken, are inside the Huntress mission. So let's get out of here. And blasters. Holy crap. Why am I not surprised? So we got some new shoulders. We got a new ring. We won't equip those right away because we're going to get the new gear also from the Huntress mission. So I'll wait until I have everything to equip and to equip everything. So we got the 83 and blasters, and it figures. When I did this mission with my and blaster character, my mental controller, who was using and blasters, holy crap! I had to do these missions like 20 times before I finally got some end blasters, and I got lucky. Some people did did the mission hundreds of times and never saw the weapon they needed. It happens. So essentially, I'll do the huntress mission, and then once I got the gear from the huntress mission, then I'll equip and re-imprint. I'll equip the gear and I'll re-imprint my armory. My armories then. And I just realized I forgot. Oh, well, we can do it again. It's okay.
Remember, this is a simulation, so reenact this moment as you see fit.
As you've noticed, there was one also with Bizarro. There's a little training dummy here. If you're not familiar with the character's powers, you can try them. You can try them here.
You really think the Huntress is gonna break in?
I hope she does. Get some revenge for the guy she went.
I must find a way to send it without raising any alarms. I've got questions that
You
demand.
probably couldn't hear it, but I could hear
You know Batman is
the briefing
probably
behind
the
the crates.
conversation I had, right?
When I first started doing this mission, what I used to do is that I would switch to dual pistols. Essentially, one of the nice things about Huntress is that she can switch from martial arts to dual pistols. So the first part of the mission, where you had plenty of room to maneuver, I would pretty much do it with the pistols. And you have to stop this little guy from making a call and calling reinforcements. And essentially, there's a mechanic in this mission that's pretty much unique to it, and that as you can see, there's to the right you see this thing that says alert status mobsters unaware. Essentially, if the mobsters manage to sound the alarm and warn everyone else that you're here, you have essentially three strikes. They can warn them once, they can warn them twice, but the third time they warn them, uh, the mission resets. You failed, and you have to start over. So you're gonna have to start over and over and over for as long as the mission until you manage to do it without setting any alarms. And there's also a feat for being able to pass through unnoticed. When I first did this mission, I thought the feat was for the whole mission. So I remember I would climb on the ceiling and on the walls and try to avoid the guards, only to realize once I got all the way over here that I couldn't go through until I activated this console. And once I do activate the console, you'll see what happens. I'm going to clear out the room a bit. You'll see. Also, there is a clue. Usually, when you get over here, there's a clue telling you which character you will face at the end. If you see like a bag of money like this, you're going to be facing Hush. If you see a huge cage, that means you're going to be facing Killer Croc. If you see like a barrel of gas, it means you're going to be facing Scarecrow. And there's a gas canister that you may see that will mean that you're facing Bane. Um, I think that's it. I may be forgetting one, but and of course, depending on the choice you make at the end. So either you will be facing in this case Ash, or I'll be facing Carlos Sacramento, the evil mobster behind it all. So essentially, you need to activate this little console to be able to get through. Sadly, as soon as you do, you will be stunned by the evil little Vinny. And somehow I was targeting the barrel, of course. So the reason why I was using dual pistols at first was for this little guy who's coming, where you have to copy to keep him from sounding the alarm. with the dual pistols, you could keep on fighting Vinny, and you could somehow stop the little guy from raising the alarm if you had to, or you could just stop the little guy from raising the alarm from afar. Although with martial arts, you would have you would have needed to jump on him, but I did at first I did find it easier to keep him from sounding the alarm with the dual pistols. And then you have to then look for the code or the password in one of four places. And of course, it's going to be the last place I look, I suppose. And yeah, never fails. So once you have the password, then you can come back to the console and activate it. So let's do that. Here I switch back to brawling. You'll see why at some point. So we're going to try to pass without the guards, without alerting any of the guards. There will be a feat for that if we're successful. So you don't really see the guards, but you see the red dots on the map, giving you an idea of where they are. Although there is a bit of a delay, essentially the dots on the map will move a few seconds after the mobster passed. As you can see, like you can see the mobster, and you can see that the red dot wasn't quite tracking him properly at first. So once he is passed, you can come here and activate this little console. Then you activate the second one. And for the third one, like you see, there's a little fella over here, so we have to wait for him to leave. But while we wait for him to leave, there's another one that the other one is coming back. So we're probably going to stay here for a bit until they both pass. As you can see, the little fellas over here. I probably could have gone now that the other one is all the way over there. But sometimes when this one comes back, he'll see you if you're trying to activate the other console. So let's be patient. There's no real rush. And there we go.
We got a cape in the warehouse.
And then when this guy tries to sound the alarm,
Over here.
nothing happens, and you didn't need to fight a single one of them.
If you want to walk out of here, I suggest you tell me the password.
I don't get paid enough for this. The password is Van Gogh.
So at this point, you can either let him go or beat the snot out of him. So as you can see, I've disabled the three control panels without alerting any of the guards. So there was a feat for that. And I could hear this little fellow over here, so let's collect it.
Ever been to Sicily?
And there's another one.
That's where my uncle sent me after my
I think
family
it's
was
behind the
murdered.
wall. Let's go and
They
see.
were killed by order of a hit by the dawn of the Casamento family. For many nights I couldn't sleep. I saw them in my dreams, heard them scream.
I'm not sure if there's
And made
maybe
me
another
vow
one.
for revenge.
Let's.
In
It's been a while since I did this and got all the marks. Okay, so we seem to be good to go. So before jumping in into the ventilation down the elevator shaft, I suggest coming back all the way over here and picking up this little friend with you. And the reason why I switched to martial arts is that essentially you're pretty much in a cramped space. You can still fight with dual pistols if you want. Nothing stopping you from doing that. But it's a bit it can be a bit trickier. So and ideally, if you can not destroy this barrel, we can use it in the final fight. going to switch to dual pistols. You're going to see why. So we can grab our little friend here, bring it with us. If we wanted to really, we could go all the way back and get the first barrel we had, because essentially there's one barrel in this room already, so we can bring another one from the previous room, and we could go all the way back and bring the other one as well. So we could technically, if we really wanted to, we could have 3 barrels in here. We won't go crazy. Two was more than enough.
You to visit. And to answer your question, your mother, Maria, and I were very close.
Liar. You made the order to kill my family. Why? Why didn't they kill me too?
That was my mistake. You are my mistake. I meant to spare Maria. So, what are you gonna do now, huh? What are you gonna do, murder me? Your father?
So here you have the option: either you attack Santo and fight him,
I'd like to introduce
or you let him go and sadly end up facing one of his business partner, as he says.
the way out.
So here we're going to have a dual pistol with our friend, a dual pistol duel with our friend Ash. Well, let's use our first barrel. Crap. And there we go.
I'm contacting everyone I trust. This is a mission of great importance. The threat of
Batman took me in and trained me.
And we completed this briefing.
Tried to change me, but it
I realized I forgot an investigation in Bizarro, I think.
I said he was.
This is Lantern Jordan. A war of light has begun, and the Green Lantern Corps needs your help. Use the teleporter on the watchtower to travel to Mogo. He's a sentient planet in orbit around Earth. Don't worry, he's on.
Let's go back to this one just for a second. I'll show you what I missed. We won't do the mission, we'll just... Actually, we missed more than one. Let's redo it. Essentially, there's this little fella here we forgot. Right at the beginning of the mission. And yeah, I just remember what the other one was.
Remember, this is a simulation, so reenact this moment as you see fit. The computers will take care of the rest.
And this will probably help us also for a feat. Essentially, the clone that you fight at the beginning of the mission, I think there's 4 different clones. So again, if there's a feat for defeating all the clones. So if you're really gung-ho, you could repeat and repeat and repeat the mission until you defeat all the clones. But if you just do the mission daily, before long, you will defeat the clones. So I'm not sure if this is the same one we had before. Ultimately, it doesn't matter. Usually, at this point I pretty much defeat all the scientists I see because I pretty much hate them by now. So you will see the difference much easier once you no longer have to worry about the scientist. The mission gets much easier.
Initializing extermination turret test. Target the clone tube. You're not allowed in here. Activate the Sentinel and bring those turrets back online, now!
Again, now we don't have to worry about the scientists, so well, let's get crazy and let's get rid of them. Because essentially they're activating those turrets. So if you get rid of the scientist, not only do you get rid of those little buggers, but you also get rid of the turrets at the same time. So why not? So the other investigation we missed was right here. And we're done with this. So we can go back to our lair. We could probably finish the mission, but no real point. And we have mail, so let's go collect our mail. Oh yeah, I've been waiting for this. So we got the Mask of the Vigilante, which we will use in a few seconds. And we got our box. So what's in the box? A ring. Why not? So essentially, you can see we got a few pieces of gear from the Huntress mission. Oh, we got a new chest piece. Why am I not surprised? The back piece, it's a healer piece, so well, we'll reuse it. But as you can see, pretty quickly we got a few nice upgrades. So let's equip those right now. So let's equip this one here, and this one here, and this one, and this one. So as you can see, our combat rating did jump quite a bit. And let's also change our, what is it? Let's add, come on. Let's add, where is it? The Vigilante's Justice to our friend, the Wolverine. We'll probably change the headpiece to match with it. I guess I did not have it. I guess I'll have to go to the. For now, let's go this like this. A bit more Wolverine-like, I suppose. Although, I think I'll keep. Let's go for this for now. I'll think about it later. So again, we do the same for all of our friends. I would prefer black, but what can you do? Only three colors allowed. And let's equip the rest. So just with that mission, we were able to get a nice upgrade in gear. So when Origin Crisis first started, you could essentially upgrade your gear a bit, which sadly made I'd finished buying all the Tier 4 gear just a couple of weeks before Origin Crisis. So once Origin Crisis came out, all the gear I had bought was pretty much pointless pretty quickly. Let's switch our mask a bit too. And there we go. A little bit more Wolverine-like, I suppose. So now, of course, it's time to mod and unmod our gear. Uh, let's look what we need. One yellow, two yellow. Okay, it's only two yellow. One blue. Just one blue. Okay, one blue and two red. Again, the 5 vitalization doesn't really matter, but the 2.5% critical attack weapon chances, that's pretty significant. Our brand new chest piece that we had to replace. That is so sad. So let's go collect our mail. Again, if you click too quickly, it doesn't want to cooperate. So we got the Bizarro tank top. I won't use it, but style is a style. No reason not to take it. And also, oh yeah, we need some white mods. So we'll need some for the chest. And for the boots, I think. I went with the Tumbling Master so far, but now let's go with the Deadly Block. I don't use the Tumbling Master all that much. So it's a bit of a waste, I think. Oh, wrong one. In case you're wondering, the Bizarro chest piece looks like this, which is all kinds of awesome, but nah, we'll pass. Maybe I'll create a Bizarro character at some point. So, and I'm going to keep the end blasters, but just for the rise in combat rating it gives me, which pretty much makes this one and this obsolete. So I will be able to sell those, and I will be able to lock this one. So we cannot use it, but it will give us a rise. Like our combat rating is 86 as opposed to being 83, and at 83, we should not be able to do tier 5 missions. But sadly, but since we're 86, generally speaking, we can do tier 5 missions. So that's why it's a good idea to keep whatever equipment raises your combat rating, even if you don't use it. So let's sell those healer wings. And like you saw, our new shoulder pads we got from the solo mission and the chest piece, those are gone. The gun no longer needed, the hand blaster is no longer needed, and let's repair. And even the tomahawk, not really needed. I'll keep it for the style just in case. At some point in time, who knows? Here we go. At some point in time, if I put points in dual wield, I'll probably have a nice hammer style to add to it. I just want to check something first. Okay. I thought I wouldn't have the stats for. I probably don't have the stats for. Yeah. As you can see, I only have like 892 dominance, which means as a controller, I could probably do missions up to tier 3, maybe? Not even tier 3. Not even tier 2. Not even tier 1. Oh. Oh well. It doesn't really matter since I'll probably stick to DPS for a bit. But, okay. I will give the little chair to one of my other characters. Just checking if there's not something else I'd like to give as well. Okay, we're good to go. So now we have access to tier 5 missions. We probably didn't hear, but that's at some point when I finished, I think it was the Bizarro mission, I had a message from Hal Jordan asking me to help him out. So we will go and do that. So let's go to the Mogo Command Center and let's go see our friend Hal Jordan.
I'm putting together a team of Earth's greatest heroes to handle missions for the Green Lantern Corps, and I know
I think we're one of Earth's greatest heroes. Although it is true that Wolverine is an Avengers now. Although it is Earth's mightiest heroes, not greatest heroes.
Information is
Ah, Hal
finite.
Jordan, what do you know?
To that end, we need to be able to intercept
So
it.
here, in here we have two solo missions,
The battlefield is
which
littered with
strangely
enemies
enough
with
are
convenient
weekly
vantage points.
missions. I have no idea
Grab
why
a
they
hit and
decided
take control.
to do that. Why not make them daily? But anyways, and there is it on the? Oh, there it is. And there we go.
Mogo uses his emotional lodestone to guide Green Lantern power rings to new owners, to those who have the will to overcome great fear. Without Mogo, the rings are directionless.
I don't hear anything else. There's this little friend who gives us a bounty, which we'll probably never do, or we'll do it when we're combat rating 150. It's a freaking ass a tough one. Already with the group, it's a tough one. Solo, even if you're a couple combat ratings overgeared, it's not enough. Oh, and I hear something. There it is. So and here we can see we have the vending unit 22, and we have Alan Scott, the most awesome Green Lantern ever, and the first one. That's worth mentioning. So essentially, there's two things we can do in here. Wow, we got a new skill point, and that's sweet. So in here we have two missions that we can do. So one of them is the sum of its parts. So let's get started with that one. It's a fairly easy one. And the other one is called the information underload, and you'll see what it is soon. I don't usually start with those. I usually start with missions in the Gotham Wasteland. But let's be adventurous and try it out. Hopefully, we won't get hurt too bad. So essentially, in this mission, you pretty much just go around and try to find some white dots on your minimap, and you go there when you see them. And you have to gather essentially these. It's higher than that. You have to gather these broken Manhunter parts. Of course, it was way up there. And here it is. Ideally, you don't want to get too close because the NPCs are combat rating 96, which is a bit above us. And also, when there's two or three of them beating the crap out of you, you don't want that. So it's fairly easy to find some that are outside of a danger zone, I suppose you could say. But sometimes it doesn't take much for those evil lanterns to turn on you and beat the snot out of you. Sad, but it happens. So as you can see, they're a little too close. Let's go. There's plenty of parts laying around. There's no need to go looking for trouble. And our last one should be all the way down here. And there we go. As you saw, I got it a little bit too close. But it's okay. So now we can go back in our journal and select our information underload mission. As you can see, the first mission, the sum of its parts, completed itself. But somehow information underload will not complete itself. We will have to manually complete it. Again, no idea why. It's just the way it is. So let's equip our open world build and let's get started. So essentially here we're looking for some evil yellow lanterns to beat the crap out of. If we ever manage to find some. There's one. So as you can see, they're a bit more powerful than us. So let's see if we'll be fine or if we bit off more than we could chew. As you saw, they're fairly easy to juggle and to interrupt. So one at a time, it should not be a problem. And in here, it's fairly easy to get them just one at a time. I guess you have to try really hard to pull more than one, but it could happen. If it does, don't feel too bad. Just try again. When they have these, you did not see because it went away pretty quick. But essentially, they will summon sometimes some sort of shield. And I've seen friends who thought that the mission was bugged because they no longer could damage the evil lantern. You have to break the shield. The best way to do that is in melee. I'm not sure if you can break it from range attacks, but anyway, essentially you have to break when the little guy summons his shield. You have to break the shield in order to be able to damage him. I will try not to defeat him too quickly to show you what I mean by that. As you can see, you summoned like some sort of yellow shield. Let's try to break it with. Can we break it with our range? Oh, yeah, we can break it with our range. So I guess the shield protects from powers. We'll have to experiment that a bit more. Oh, let's see. Let's try this little guy here. So let's try with our grenade what happens. As you see, the grenade does not seem to damage him much. Actually, it did damage him a bit. But not as much as when he doesn't have the shield, of course. And as you can see, we need some communication codes. But it's not like one code per enemy you defeat. Sometimes the enemies will give you one code. Sometimes they'll give you 4 codes. So it's doesn't mean you're gonna have to defeat 18 enemies. It just you need to gather 18 codes. And depending on how many codes each enemy give you, that will decide how many you actually need. Like you see, this little guy gave us 4, so we're done with this mission. And somehow, unlike the other mission, for this one we have to manually go click it to say, oh yeah, we're done with this one. Why does it not autocomplete like the other ones? I have no idea. Oh, I think I heard something. I guess I'm going crazy. Although nowadays, they've added a lot of stuff in the Metropolis battle zone. So going around, you, you you will find stuff from essentially there's three DLCs worth of missions in here. Like we have three DLCs that added missions here. So with each new DLC, they added new collections or new investigations, and new goodies like that. So I'm not sure I'm going in the right way. Oh, no, I did hear something. So as they started adding DLCs, they added more stuff to the Metropolis Battle Zone. So there's more, as I said, there's more things to discovered and gathered since they did that. So it's a bit more worth it than it used to be to just go around and gather stuff. Actually, I want let's go to the whole to the watchtower. I want to go to the Gotham Wasteland. Could have gone could have ported to my base, I suppose, but we're here already, so. In here, there's usually a. Oh, we have to talk to Wonder Woman first.
There is no time to lose. Circe and Brother Blood are here as well.
In here, there's usually an order in which I take the missions because there's a specific order I usually use. Again, no real strategy, just personal preferences. Like, and Raven gives us a bounty. A Raven, Wonder Donna Troy gives us a Raven bounty. Sadly, you need a group, and almost no one does that anymore. Nice bad girl.
Head on out there. We'll get you more details on the way.
Oh, my thumbs up was too late. So usually I'll take all the missions and I'll keep Zatanna for last because she's the mission I want to do first. And when I take her mission, as you can see, it says head to Lost Territory. Essentially, the last mission you take is the one that will be in your quest tracker. So I take all the missions that I don't want to do just yet, and I'll take the one mission that I want to do right now, and I go in that direction. And why do I start with the last mission? Because it's easier to, as you can see, the entrance is it's pretty big, but it's pretty easy to miss if you depending on where you're coming from. So starting here, it's easier to see the entrance. Sometimes with when I come from the other way, I'll go all the way to the hero base before I realize that oh I passed right by the entrance and never noticed. So at least now I can notice.
The Sentinels of Magic have identified the location where the recently abducted are being brought through the dimensional portals. Head there now and you can rescue some of them before their torment begins.
As you saw, not sure if it's because they just spawn or it took a while for them to render. Either way, it doesn't matter. So we have to defeat these evil cultists and demons. Come on. And free these civilians that are trapped in those little cubes. Although they're not always trapped in cubes, as you can see, and sometimes, there it is. And sometimes when it's not trapped, it will keep on walking towards the portal that they're going towards too. Oh. So let's free our little friend here. And we need just one more, which will be this one. Well, let's go for the cultist first and save the demon for last. As you saw, I did defeat the cultist first, and the lady is still going towards the portal. So let's try and stop her. I don't think I will be able to, but yeah. I didn't expect to be able to click her uh, because the demon obviously was going to attack me, but I just wanted to stop the lady from continuing her march.
We must spare them from this cruel fate.
Now we have to disrupt some cultists, so let's go and do that. I'm sure I mentioned it in some other videos. I freaking hate those imps. So often I will beat the snot out of them, even if I have no real reason to. Although technically there is a feat to defeat all the imps, to defeat a certain amount of imps. Actually, it's not to defeat them; it's to kick them. And it's not here. Essentially, there's in one area when you defeat the imps. Once they're defeated, you can kick them, which is very very satisfying if you ask me. You might have noticed there was a bit of a delay. Essentially, I knew that I was attacking her while she was blocking, so I did this to be able to break out. But I did it just like there was a 1 second delay before I did get knocked back. So essentially, I activated my ability 1 second before I was actually knocked back. It happens.
Those poor souls can't catch a break.
Now we have an evil succubus to defeat, and she's usually over there.
Forced to join Jacob's cult. I want you to find
I was just trying to go there without pulling a billion enemies with me. We have our friendly robots. We'll let them tackle her up close and personal.
with her defeat. We have a few moments to regroup. Come see me when you can.
I can hear something here. Oh, there it is.
Sister, leave the Titans. They are.
So once we're done here, we can leave.
They won't let you be your true.
There's usually, or is it? There's usually some portals that will allow you to teleport back to Wonder Woman. I never use them. I just what I end up doing usually is that I'll go instead do the next mission in the quest and in the tree, which is I'll go for the Envy one next, and usually then after that I'll finish with the Wrath mission. Again, no real strategy, just personal preference. You can do either mission in either order. It doesn't matter. It won't give you a bonus. It won't give you anything more or take away anything from you. And here you can see the little raven. Like you're essentially you have two ravens here. You have one version, the good raven that the evil villains will try to defeat, and on the other side of the temple, I suppose, you usually have the evil raven that is not here somehow. Oh, there's no, that's not her. Oh, there she is. So there's the evil raven who the villains, who the heroes have to take down. But these days, it's getting very difficult to get a group to defeat her. So the best option, or the less bad option, is that you wait until you're halfway through tier 6 and then come back, and then you should be able to solo her. Although I'm saying that, I didn't do that in a while, so maybe with the new combat rating crap, maybe you can no longer can do that at tier 6. I don't know. I haven't done it. As I said, I haven't done it in a while. I guess there's so many times you can repeat some of the missions. So at some point you only repeat the missions you only have to. Like you can see, once you defeat an imp here, you can kick kick it, which is very satisfying for me because I hate little buggers. Why, says you? Well, when I started playing, the first character I brought in this area was my Magneto character, and it was unmistakable. As soon as I would start fighting, let's say some of those demons, some freaking imp would get into the fight, and they were hitting pretty hard at the time, and it was even worse when you had 2 or 3 imps that would jump into the fight. And here you have greater demons and you have lesser demons. So I remember at first I was wondering like, holy crap, some of those demons are fairly easy to defeat, and some of those are freaking hard. And it's because essentially you had to choose between you had to try if you could to fight some lesser demons if you could, but sometimes you have no choice. But as you can see, the lesser demon is down already. So if you can, you try to choose a fight where you'll fight the lesser demons. If you have no choice, then you have no choice. You fight what you can. Now here we have to destroy some magical torture devices. Let's clear out. Usually these little guys will probably attack me once I start one of the devices. So let's try and take them out of the equation. And this little guy too. Let's not take chances and let's go for these guys too. Like as you can see, they're minor demons, so not too difficult to defeat. Can I kick him? Oh, I can't kick him. I'm so sad. So now let's summon. The reason why I cleared out as much as possible anything that was around here was because I didn't want them to start fighting me while these guys start spawn, which still could happen. Like some of them could respawn while I'm still fighting. Well, you do what you can and hope it works. And, so one down, three more to go. There's our little him friend. And there we go. Oh no, we can't kick him. Oh yeah. See how fun it is to kick the little guys? So as you saw, we had no choice. We don't know what's going to spawn. And it was a greater demon, so you do what you can when you can, and the rest of the time you so one last one, and we'll be good to go. Let's kick our little friend here. Why not? Maybe if there's a title, Imp Slayer, I'll take it. So as you see, we got a bit lucky. We got two lesser demon. So sometimes luckiness is on your side. Yeah, so you take it while it lasts. So now let's go defeat the Master of Misery. With such an ominous name, let's summon our friends. Again, instead of returning to Wonder Woman just yet, we'll select the third mission, which usually has Wrath somewhere in the name. There is one exception, but usually if you look for the mission with Lust, the mission with Envy, and the mission with Wrath, you can't really go wrong. But once in a while, the title of the mission doesn't have anything to do with whether it's a Wrath or Envy mission, but usually it does. So essentially, I'll do all three missions before going back to Wonder Woman. It's just easier this way. It saves it saves some back and forth. As you can see, it's a pretty neat. Visually, it looks pretty neat. They did a good job visually with this area.
Find them and
And ironically, this DLC came out at the same time as Diablo 3. I should have finished him off.
Scanning.
And just one more. And the missions over here are exactly the same whether you're a hero or a villain. And the real distinction is when you do the duos, some of the bosses will be different.
Some of our allies have been
And obviously when you do the Trigon alert, again, some of the bosses in the mission will be different. But it's basically the same mission. So I guess this is pretty much where with tier 5 is pretty much where you started doing more and more the same, pretty much the exact same content, whether you're a hero or a villain, with this very slight variations. And it's easy to understand why. It's a lot less work to do one mission and tweak it a bit, depending if you're a hero or a villain. As opposed to tier 4, with tier 4, they literally made different missions depending whether you're a hero or a villain. The Striker Island missions, very different than the Steelwork missions. And the Ace Chemical missions, very different than the Arkham Asylum missions. Sure, at the core, it's similar things in the sense that you have to do 5 missions and then get a bonus mission, and some of the missions will transform you into something else, but the missions are literally different missions. So let's free this little guy here, and then let's go. Let's go defeat the Keymaster. I'm very grateful that we didn't get that mission over there in the arena, because holy crap, that's the first one I did when I first played this game. When I first played this DLC, and holy crap, it was hard. Let's summon our friends. Why not? That's probably the last mission we'll do anyway. And now we can go and see our friend Wonder Woman. So instead of going to see her 3 times, I do all the missions, and once I'm done, then I go and see her. And like the Ace Chemical missions and the Striker missions, again, each mission, when you do them 5 times, it doesn't unlock you a new mission. What it does is that in the duos, it will unlock you a new boss. And with that new boss, you once you defeat him, then you will be able to select a piece of gear. So again, pretty awesome to build, let's say, your controller gear if you need to.
It's easy to fall into Envy's trap, but you've done incredibly well to stave off its effects.
And we have a little vendor over here to that sell you colas and where you can repair or where you can sell junk. This and this, and this. As you see, plenty of junk gets gathered here. But also you have another vendor which sells you a style. Essentially, she's wearing, if you want to see what the style looks like, she's wearing it. So, which was a neat idea. Instead of making a display with the style in it, like they did in the Watchtower, they actually equipped the style on the character, which makes sense. Although they didn't keep doing that afterwards, somehow, I guess it didn't really matter, I suppose. So let's refill our colas before they run out. There we go. And that's pretty much it for today, I think. Oh yeah, maybe we could do this. There's these little consoles all spread around the Gotham Wasteland. If you use them, you can. Well, I guess the hold to skip button doesn't work. Oh well, it happens. Let's try another one, maybe. Essentially, there's those consoles that are spread through the Gotham Wasteland. So when you use them all, you get a feat. Oh, let's see, how many are there? Oh, so you can see there's like 9 of them spread around. I won't. So you can see essentially there's one nearby. I'll do that one more, and I won't do all 9 of them with you guys. It's a bit pointless. Unless you insist, which I'm pretty sure you're not. There's one. Where is it? It's been a while since I did those. There's one near the villain stronghold. Let's try and go that one. In this area, there's a limit to how many players there can be for some reason. Probably to at the time there was only PS3, so it probably was to avoid some rendering issues or make it easier to render. So as you can see, there's a little console here, so we activate it. And again, the skip button doesn't work.
Well, what are we waiting for? Let's trample them.
Oh well.
Fortified the area, Beast Boy. Can't afford to launch a full assault on them yet. We've got a lot of people to save first.
Point taken. I'd like to core at least one of them, though.
Fine.
So there's there's those consoles spread all around the Gotham wasteland. So you can do those whenever you feel like it. There's also entrances for the duos. I'll show you one. Like if you're really brave or if you feel a bit OP, you can enter the duos solos. It was nice at some point because at some point no one was doing the tier two solos, the tier two the tier five duos. I knew I would get it at some point. At some point, no one was doing those duos. So having an entrance to be able to enter solo was all kinds of awesome. We're right next to. Why not? Essentially, there's a. Where is it? Oh, there it is.
You know, I always wanted to play football in the Nightstone. Before I cyborg.
The skip option really doesn't work. So
All-American. But they don't let you play
now we know.
You're mostly machine.
Hate to say it, buddy, but they're probably right.
I know. Doesn't mean I don't miss it, though.
So, you're envious of football players. See how I brought it back to envy?
So that's pretty much it for now. Let's go back to our base. So I guess next time we'll do some of them duos, and obviously we'll do the solos once more. And let's finish with the vault. Why not? It's a quick mark of victory, I suppose.
Welcome, welcome, one and all, to Joker's Room of Fun and Prizes. And your opponents are just some useless crap. Those, you pay your money and you fix your chance. Break the presents and get your prize.
Much easier to arrange. Oh, we got a necklace. Ain't that sweet? So essentially the necklace we just got should be in combat rating 78. Yep. The pants are no good. Oh, the demon figurine. Let's destroy that. So it pretty much replaces the Pharaoh 56 necklace we were using before. So technically the necklace should be more or less the level of your character. But it does the max seems to be 78. They won't go any higher than the item level 78. Like you essentially the same for the rings. Like the rings and the necklace, 78 seems to be the max. Oh, the daring vigilante. Oh, why not? There we go. So that will be it for now, I think. So as you can see, that's why I sold the other one I had. I should probably and I have a character that has a truckload of those in his bank. So I'll probably should do a cleanup at some point and get rid at least of some of those because I have essentially I have more necks, more neck pieces than I have characters. So I have way too many. So I'll think about doing something about it. And the same here. At some point I'll probably redistribute those weapons to all my characters. I will see. So right now we're combat rating 86, if I'm not mistaken. So the next step, technically, is to try to raise the combat rating to 99, which shouldn't take too long, technically. If we do the solo, if we do the hunt and the test subject daily, we'll get new pieces of gear every day. And if we do the wasteland missions also daily, every 5 days we should have 3 new pieces of gear. So at the most in like 10 days, we should be combat training 99. I know it may seems like a lot, but it's really not. So, and that's without doing any of the 4 missions or 8 missions, 4 player missions or 8 player missions, which I probably should do at least some at some point. Ideally, you don't want to go under geared in those missions. Sure, if you're lucky, you'll have a 130 combat trading guy will carry you through the mission. If you're not so lucky, you'll have 483 guys who barely know what they're doing and will turn the mission into a nightmare. So I usually the best is to go in a bit overgeared so that you don't end up if you need to carry the group on your shoulders, which sadly happens fairly often. It's easier to do it when you're a bit overgeared than when you're just at level, or even worse, when you're a bit undergeared. Like so, uh, essentially, if you go into a mission undergeared, you take your chances. But then again, even if you go on overgeared, you take your chances either way. So I guess it's as you wish. If you really don't want to struggle too much, you'll go in a bit overgeared. If you don't mind struggling and being in bad groups and cursing under your breath a bit, then sure, go in undergeared. So that will be it for now. I guess I'm rambling. I guess I'm more tired than I thought. So I guess hopefully I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.